The first weeks of 2025 have been marked by a whirlwind of activity from the Trump administration, leaving many Americans reeling from the sheer volume of policy shifts and executive orders. From immigration to healthcare to social media, President Trump has wasted no time in asserting his agenda, much to the dismay of his critics and the cautious optimism of his supporters. One of the most controversial moves has been the establishment of a new migrant detention facility at Guantanamo Bay. This decision, met with immediate backlash from human rights organizations, evokes a dark chapter in American history and raises serious concerns about the treatment of asylum seekers. The administration argues that this facility is necessary to address the ongoing border crisis and deter illegal immigration. However, critics view it as a blatant attempt to circumvent due process and international law, further eroding America's moral standing on the global stage. The president's decision to sign the Laken Act into law has also ignited fierce debate. This law, named after a nursing student tragically killed in a random act of violence, allows for the indefinite detention of undocumented immigrants accused of theft-related crimes, a move that many legal experts deem unconstitutional. The administration argues that this measure is necessary to protect American citizens from dangerous criminals. Yet, critics argue that it paints all undocumented immigrants with a broad brush, fueling xenophobia and undermining the presumption of innocence. This flurry of activity signals a turbulent period ahead, as the nation grapples with the implications of these sweeping changes and braces itself for what promises to be a contentious and divisive term. The Laken Act, now a lightning rod in the national conversation, represents a significant departure from previous immigration policy. By focusing on the detention of undocumented immigrants accused of theft, the administration is signaling a hardline approach to law and order, one that prioritizes the perceived safety of American citizens over the rights of immigrants. While the tragic story of Laken undoubtedly evokes sympathy and outrage, critics argue that exploiting this tragedy to justify sweeping legal changes is a dangerous precedent. They contend that the Act's language is overly broad, potentially ensnaring individuals who pose no real threat to public safety. The Act's passage has also reignited the debate surrounding the already fraught issue of immigration detention. With the establishment of the Guantanamo Bay facility, the administration is signaling a willingness to expand the use of detention, a move that raises serious ethical and logistical questions. The capacity of these facilities, the conditions under which detainees are held, and the legal recourse available to them are all issues that have yet to be adequately addressed. Moreover, the administration's decision to rescind the federal grants freeze, while welcomed by many, has done little to quell the anxieties surrounding its budgetary priorities. Many fear that this reversal was merely a strategic maneuver, a temporary concession to appease critics, while the administration continues to pursue its ultimate goal of shrinking the federal government. The first few weeks of the new term have also seen a flurry of activity on the personnel front, with several key cabinet nominations facing scrutiny and opposition. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination for Health and Human Services Secretary in particular has drawn considerable attention, with his controversial views on vaccines and other public health issues, raising alarm bells among medical professionals and lawmakers alike. While Kennedy's supporters praise his commitment to environmentalism and his skepticism of corporate influence on healthcare, his critics worry that his appointment could undermine decades of progress in public health and erode trust in scientific institutions. The confirmation hearings for other cabinet nominees, including Pam Bondi for Attorney General, Howard Lutnick for Commerce Secretary, and Kelly Loeffler for Small Business Administration, have been less contentious but no less significant. These individuals, each bringing their own set of experiences and ideologies to the table, will play a crucial role in shaping the administration's policies and priorities in the months and years to come. Adding another layer of complexity to the already tumultuous political landscape is the administration's ongoing legal battle with Meta, formerly known as Facebook. The recent settlement, in which Meta agreed to pay $25 million to resolve a lawsuit alleging censorship, has reignited the debate about the role of social media platforms in shaping public discourse and the limits of free speech in the digital age. Beyond the halls of Congress and the courtroom, the administration's impact is being felt in communities across the country as its policies begin to trickle down to the local level. One of the most significant developments in this regard is the CDC's directive ordering organizations receiving federal funding to end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. This move, lauded by conservatives who view such programs as discriminatory and divisive, has sparked outrage among progressives who see it as a direct attack on efforts to promote social justice and dismantle systemic racism. The long-term consequences of this directive remain to be seen, but it is already clear that it will have far-reaching implications for the delivery of public health services and the fight for health equity. This decision, coupled with the administration's other actions, paints a stark picture of its priorities and its vision for the future of the country. As we navigate these uncertain times, it is more important than ever to stay informed, engage in thoughtful dialogue, and hold our elected officials accountable for their actions. The future of our democracy may very well depend on it. Julia reporting for TBBar TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.